contact me, says Dom Perrottet, how to seek assistance and information. The electoral office. I contacted you before, Dominic, but you don't reply. We'll see how we go this time.
Good afternoon, Dominic Perrottet's office. Anastasia speaking.
Hello, who am I speaking to?
Anastasia?
Anastasia.
Yes.
How do you spell that?
Anastasia.
Oh, thank you, Anastasia. Look, I've sent email letters to this email address at Epping Parliament for Dominic Perrottet in the capacity of he is now replacement Premier.
Sure.
And I've had no response back from the electoral office.
Yeah.
I've sent these matters of complaint to the ex-Premier Gladys Berejiklian and the Health and Research Minister Brad Hazzard.
Okay.
And they're ignoring the matters. These are serious matters. People are getting killed, they're dying.
Yeah.
At Western Sydney Local Health District, Westmead Public Hospital. I was shackled there for 4 hours on the 16th of July, a cancer patient with months to live.
Okay.
And Mr. Hazzard and Berejiklian, and it looks like Dominic Perrottet trying to spin it around and cover up for these people who did it. There's criminals in there.
Yeah.
And I've got evidence there, and this affects not just me, it's affecting everyone, the whole of New South Wales and Mr. Perrottet's electorate as well, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm just very disappointed that ex-Premier covered up this matters when I've written to her so many times, and to the Health Research Minister Brad Hazzard.
Yeah.
And I've just caused more trouble for me by speaking up. I've been bullied there, and the 16th of July is shackled to a bed in the emergency ward, Westmead Public Hospital, and abused. That's in a nutshell, Anastasia, and you wouldn't want it to happen to you or your family. And I'd like to see Dominic Perrottet shackled to a bed for 4 hours and treated like me, or Brad Hazzard.
Yeah.
They're just laughing at me, and there's a lot of issues here, but it's inappropriate for them to cover up and not respond to such serious complaints. You've seen what happened in Queensland, Bundaberg Hospital. Dr. Jayant Patel killed 100 people there. The people were complaining and they covered up. The same as what's happening here, and that's got to stop. And Dominic Perrottet, he knows what's going on. He's the treasurer. They made the Westmead Public Hospital into a corporation now, and the way they're treating people. And I've seen a lot of other abuse. And to be shackled like that and treated like that on so many occasions,
Yeah.
I'm too frightened to go back. I'm blacklisted there. They refuse to give me medicinal cannabis. I'm suffering like anything. Medicinal cannabis, they won't give it to me.
Yeah.
They prefer to give me narcotics instead.
Okay.
Morphine and endone, the palliative care Westmead Public Hospital, Dr. Claire Zachalski won't give me the medicinal cannabis, nor will the Professor Nagriel there, and from the oncologist there in the cancer section, cancer ward. And it's just outrageous the way I've been treated. Outrageous. I mean, to shackle someone on their last legs nearly dead for 4 hours, and all the other abuse I've had there, and then put on a big a parade, an exhibition. Oh, how good job we're doing. They're covering up everything.
Yeah.
And this is horrible, absolutely. And it's horrible, what I've been through, and I see other people going through, it's worse than the illness, worse than the cancer.
Yeah.
I've got Hazzard and Berejiklian, and it looks like Mr. Perrottet now trying to spin it around, covering up for the people who are doing the abuse.
Yeah.
and it's criminal abuse. Perverting the course of justice.
Yeah. Would you mind,
I know they're busy in the ICAC, but
yeah,
look, this has got to stop.
yeah, of course.
We're all people, and it's a public hospital, Westmead Public Hospital,
Yeah.
and the abuse there. I've got recordings, I've got documentation there. It's not just hearsay. And the doctor that shackled me there in the emergency department, Dr. Rajput, Sanampreet Rajput. I mean, where do they get these doctors from? I had another doctor, Chinese doctor there, that threw me out, pulled the drip out of my arm and tried to section me into Cumberland Mental Hospital. And when I went to cancer, seeking treatment for cancer pain,
Right.
and then they called the ambulance and they called for the riot squad to come. I mean, just all of this, one thing after another.
Yeah.
I know what Brad Hazard's like. I watch him on TV. Saw him with the Ruby Princess and Gladys. Just spin it around and want to blame someone else.
Yeah.
When they're the leadership. Blind Freddie could see that was going to happen. And what they're doing here, when I raise these matters with them, I'm so disappointed to be treated like that. And as I say, Anastasia, it's worse than the cancer. The cancer's one thing; it's just a part of life. You just deal with it. I'm doing better without the chemotherapy and palliative care. They're just making it worse for you. It's just ridiculous, the treatment. But you reflect on that.
Yeah.
And get Mr. Perrottet to reflect on it. If he was shackled for 4 hours in Westmead Public Hospital, when you go there for help, left for dead. No one was even with me.
No, yeah.
Left for dead. I'm on my back. I've got cancer in both lungs, trouble breathing, can't urinate. It was like the worst thing that's ever happened in my life. And people need to be accountable, and to cover up it's just criminal. All right, Anastasia. Well, thanks for listening to me. I've tried writing, but when you get ignored, you've got to do something, because people do something, and it could happen to you or your family or anyone. And it's not right that people are treated like that out in the West. Okay, well, thanks very much. Nice to talk to you, and stay safe, and have a nice weekend.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, okay. And my recommendation is keep away from Westmead Public Hospital. It's a bad place.
Yeah.
They're there. They've got students there practicing on the patients what to do in emergency. They should have the best people in there, not students practicing. Haven't got a clue what they're doing. Very bad. Okay then, nice to talk to you again, Anastasia, and you're a good listener.
Oh, thank you.
Mr. Perrottet, you should be happy with that. I think all the politicians should be good listeners too. It's going to go a long way. They don't have to spin things around, just tell it as it is,
Exactly.
People can see what's going on.
That's right.
And Mr. Perrottet, you might let him know I'm a Catholic too, and I'm going through the narrow gate to heaven, so... Whatever that's worth to him, but it's worth everything to me.
That's nice.
Okay then.
Okay, alrighty.
Okay. Cheers, Anastasia.
Thank you so much for the call.
Okay, cheers.